Have you ever caught yourself replaying moments in your head, giving space in your mind to people who didn't really show up when you needed them? Maybe it's someone who disappeared when you were at your lowest. Maybe it's a friend who wasn't really a friend, or a relationship that failed you when you needed support the most. And yet, even though they weren't there, they somehow live rent free in your mind. The other day, I was meditating, and as I was meditating, I heard a voice within me say, "This is the year of release." But let's not just focus on release, let's focus on not giving people who didn't show up for you space in your mind. And it hit me deeply. The year of release refers to the number 9, which is a year of endings, actually. And it doesn't really have to be endings of relationships. It can be a symbolic for endings of bad habits, you know, even your attachment to certain energies in your life that or who are not good for you. And I think the reason that voice hit me deeply, it's because that's what so many of us do. And it's not just about, one particular year, but it's about the reflection we should have every year. We let people who played no real role in supporting our growth or in supporting us in any way consume our thoughts, our energy, our emotions. We think about what they did, we think about what they didn't do, what they should have done. We make their absence louder than our own presence. But here's the truth: every person, every place, every interaction plays a role in your life. And not every role is meant to be permanent, central, or even important. Some people are in your life to support you, some are there to challenge you, some are just passing through. But when we start giving the same weight and importance to everyone, even those who didn't fulfill any meaningful role, that's when our energy becomes imbalanced. That's when overthinking and people pleasing take over. Now let's talk about why do we give so much space to people who weren't there for us. Let's be honest. Part of it comes from our desire for validation. If someone didn't show up when we needed them, it hurts and we try to make sense of it. We replay scenarios thinking maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe if I did this differently, they would have cared. That cycle is called overthinking. And it's really just your mind trying to rewrite history in a way that feels less painful. But here's the problem: the more you do that, the more energy you give to the very people who gave you nothing. Then there's the people pleasing side. Deep down, many of us have this belief: if I can get them to finally see me, to finally show up for me, then I'll feel worthy. So instead of releasing, we hold on. Instead of moving forward, we keep the door open just a little, hoping they'll walk back through it. But the truth is, your worth isn't defined by who did or didn't show up. And every ounce of energy you spend on someone who wasn't there for you is energy you could be pouring into yourself or into people who genuinely cared for you or who genuinely supported you. Now, I also want to talk about the energy imbalance because I think of myself as a spiritual person and I believe that everything is energy. Think of your energy like a house. Every room in your house is meant for something, right? A kitchen for cooking, a bedroom for resting, a living room for maybe, connection. Now imagine letting random people walk into your house. And instead of using the rooms for what they were meant for, they just take up space. They crowd your living room but don't talk to you. They sleep in your bed but don't let you rest. They take food from your kitchen but never feed you back. Wouldn't your house start to feel chaotic? That's exactly what happens to your mind when you let people who weren't really there for you occupy your inner space. It's noisy, it's heavy, it's draining. But the truth is, you are the landlord of your house. You are the landlord of your own mind. You decide who gets to stay and who doesn't, right? So, how do you take that power back? Well, here are a few things that I find interestingly beneficial. First of all, you need to identify who's in your mind, and that comes with self reflection. Because when you're on autopilot, you don't really care, right? You just overthink, and again, there could be a lot of reasons behind that. Ask yourself, who do I keep thinking about even though they haven't been present in my life in a meaningful way? Make a mental note or even write down the people who come to mind and try to be very honest with yourself, right? When I say list of uh, people who haven't been present in your life in a meaningful way, it doesn't really mean that you are making a list of people who were absent. I also want you to make a list of people who were there, but they were not present in a meaningful way. Okay? And when you create that list, this is your list of mental tenants. These are your tenants. Now, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to check their role. So, for each name, for each person, ask yourself, what role did this person really play in my life? Did they support me? Did they challenge me? Did they teach me something? Or were they simply absent when I needed them? And this isn't about blame, it's about clarity. Some people simply don't belong in the main chapters of your story. And even if a person taught you something, challenged you in some way, or maybe supported you in the past, but now their energy has shifted, it doesn't mean you can let them be there as your tenant, right? Because maybe their part, the part that they were supposed to play in your story, it's been over now. They were to challenge you somehow, they were to teach you something. It's over. Learn the lesson, move on. And you also need to redefine your priority because not everyone deserves front row access to your life. Some people belong in the audience, some in the background, and some outside the theater altogether. You need to start prioritizing your energy the way you prioritize your time. Give more attention to those who truly show up. And also start practicing mental boundaries. I know we talk about boundaries, physical boundaries, and many other boundaries, but mental boundaries. And I, I actually wanted to talk about it because I am actually understanding the importance of mental boundaries these days. You know, you need to have a very strong inner filter where you can, filter out thoughts and words and decide to keep only those that are helpful for you in mind. And this is where the concept of mental boundaries comes in. When you catch yourself overthinking about someone who wasn't there for you, gently tell yourself, they didn't they don't get space here anymore. I choose to use this energy differently. Redirect your thoughts to something grounding. Could be your work, your goals, your loved ones, your breath, right? This is called practicing mental boundaries. And then you have to release with compassion. Releasing doesn't mean anger, it doesn't have to mean anger. Sometimes it's simply acknowledging They weren't there, and that's okay. I don't need them to be. And when you're releasing with compassion, it also doesn't mean that you have to start a fight with the person, right? Um, Again, you just have to create some mental boundaries, and then again create, physical boundaries and all. Release with compassion, but also with firmness. They should no longer get access to your energy. And the concept of energy also, it's not like, so if let's say it's a colleague and you have to interact with this person every day, when I say that they no longer get access to your energy, doesn't mean that you stop interacting with them. If it's really toxic, you must stop interacting with them. But sometimes, for professional reasons, if you still have to interact with them, they should not get access to your energy. You can still maintain energetic boundaries, right? You can still stay detached. Just play the role and come back to yourself, right? You don't have to give them access to your aura, to your energy. And now let's also uh, look at it spiritually for a moment, one more time. Energy flows where attention goes. You must have heard this quote. If your attention is stuck on those who weren't there for you, your energy is trapped in the past. It's like watering a dead plant while the living garden inside you waits for care. But the moment you redirect your energy toward yourself, your healing, your purpose, the people who actually show up, balance is restored. See, there should be balance, right? Give and take, day and night, good and bad, shadow and light. So, if you are the only one who is showing up, but the other person is not showing up, there will be imbalance. I'm telling you. And I'm talking about it from personal experience, right? You are supposed to redirect your energy if there is no balance in one connection, right? And trust me, once you start doing that, you begin to feel lighter. You begin to feel more whole, clearer, you know? So instead of asking, why weren't they there for me? Why wasn't that specific someone was there for me? Why wasn't that specific person there for me? Start asking, why am I giving them so much space in my mind? What role do they truly play in my life today? Where can I redirect this energy so it actually nourishes me? Because the truth is, the people who didn't show up for you were simply not meant to carry that role in your story. And that's okay. Every story has characters who walk in and out. But the main character, the one who has to carry the story forward, is you. So here's my challenge for you this week. Take 5 minutes today, write down the names of the people or situations that still occupy too much of your mental space. Then ask yourself, does this person deserve space in my mind, my energy, my emotions? If the answer is no, release them. Consciously choose not to feed them your thoughts anymore. They don't have to be your mental tenants because they are living rent free. And every time they pop up, every time they knock at the door of your mind, remind yourself, I choose balance. I choose me. I don't have to invite them in. My energy belongs to those who truly show up in a balanced way. And your energy is your most precious currency. Don't spend it on those who didn't invest in you when you needed them the most. See, it's not just about releasing, it's about reclaiming your space.